Okay, what you saying, people? Welcome back to another live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Like always, guys, if there is any particular pairs you're looking at, feel free to let me know in the chat. Make sure you do check out the Telegram channel, link to that in the description. As always, I post my updates there, trades, watch list, videos I'm looking at, not videos, videos I create, trades I'm looking at as well. So make sure you do go and check that out. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also hit the bell if you haven't done so too. But guys, welcome back to the stream. FX Wolf, welcome back. Market very slow. Euro yen, Aussie yen. Yeah, we'll go through some yen pairs. Yeah, we haven't seen too much movement. Especially yen pairs haven't really done too much since the week has begun. We're kind of just all over the place a little bit. We've seen some downside, markets held support, held resistance, and we're kind of bouncing back and forth. We did have some New Zealand news, I think, or was it Aussie news, but we had a big push up for New Zealand pairs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think there was NZD news because prices all over the shop. But yeah, for the yen pairs in general, we haven't seen too much movement, maybe apart from New Zealand yen. We have been quite stagnant. In terms of euro yen, Aussie yen, yeah, so euro yen, again, still bullish. We're probably coming up to prices where we could see a bit of a retracement, a bit of a relief. This is a very confident uptrend, but of course, as we approach this big wick here, we could imagine some profit taking, some sellers stepping into the market naturally. So a dip would be expected. Would I trade that? No, not really. Trends very much up. I'll be looking to buy the dips in the opposite direction. I do like this support level here. Should we come back and test that, even this low? Looks really, really good to me. Should we come all the way back down there? I know we're very, very far away, but still not a bad place for a long opportunity for price to find support and see some upside. And we do have the wick high all the way up there as well, where potentially price could be slowly working its way towards. So in terms of euro yen, I wouldn't look for the break if we test the high here. This is not a big enough breakout or a confident enough break of the high for me to now be looking at long opportunities. I need to see price really push through for me to consider a retest of that high as a place to look for entries. At the moment, I'm liking 167,500 for a possible long, or even better down here should we get there. So yeah, that's kind of my stance on euro yen. Retracement could be gearing up soon. But again, looking to take advantage of that retracement is never really my type of trade. Hourly chart, this is not a bad place for a long as well. Get a nice pop to the upside. We may not continue all the way, but could get a nice reaction off this low at 169,200. But yeah, I'll be focusing with the buys. With Aussie yen, probably a similar situation. All the yen pairs look pretty similar. Yeah, same thing as well. Aussie yen, we still do have that wick high, which price could be looking to potentially take out. Right now, bit of consolidation. We did have the retest of the high yesterday, which I was speaking about. Didn't really see too much of that. Price did retest that level, yes, but we never really went too far. We came back into the high and rejected it pretty swiftly there as well. So yes, it's a nice retest, but the fact that we haven't seen the momentum come straight away, bit of a red flag. We kind of just got consolidation right now. So equally with euro yen and Aussie yen, a pullback to this prior low would be a nice place for a long. Market still making higher highs, higher lows. This is our prior swing low in the market. If the market is going to stay bullish, you don't expect us to break through this low here. So for me, this is not a bad place for a long. And we do have liquidity above that 105 mark, which price could be attracted towards. But yeah, not a big fan of the consolidation right now. Not looking fantastic, I must say. Good morning, Dorcas. Welcome to the stream. Finessis, good morning. Andreas, good morning. Game City, good morning. Hope you're all well. Pound Aussie, we'll take a look. Seems to be bullish now. Yeah, we have I think we saw some strength in the pound, a bit of weakness in the Aussie. But pound was quite strong this morning. I'm not too sure why. We did have some news at 7, but did it happen at 7? I'm not too sure. I know we had inflation for pound at 7 a.m. That might have been the reason. But yeah, we'll take a look at pound Aussie. Morning, Ben. Hope you're well. Any opinion on pound seat chef? Just broken a higher time frame resistance. Been on for a couple of years. Move up over the summer. Okay, I'll take a look at pound seat chef. Haven't really been watching that pair too much, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of my take on Aussie yen, Euro yen. Should we see those dips there? I like that as a buy opportunity. Same with Euro yen. Not really interested with the sells. So yeah, pound Aussie, we did see some upside, as we can see here, big push. I think that was from the inflation this morning. Yeah, 7 a.m. So big push to the upside there for pound Aussie. I would have been shorting this one, but instead I'm trading Aussie dollar. But yeah, I'm still looking for a lower high to continue with this sequence for pound Aussie. As we can see, all of these lower highs previously, 1, 2, 3, kind of an equal high there, 4, and looking for another one in this area here. This was the level I was expecting price to hold and form that lower high, but it looks like we're having potentially could have a bigger pullback, although price hasn't broke through that area yet. So we could still see price reverse from that level. He left a big wick through that as well. So shorts do look good if we do see some more rejection there. I'll wait for a bigger shift in momentum before looking to do anything, because it looks like price has just had a retest of the high of the range and use that for a big move higher. So need to see some equally strong rejection from the high to tell us, okay, we're going to roll over now. So yeah, I don't mind pound Aussie. It looks decent. It's still holding onto my level of interest, but I need to see a little bit more in the lower time frames before looking for entries. I need to see a bigger shift in momentum right now. Still seeing strength with the buyers, but it is at a decent location, and I do still favor the sells. Nothing's changed from a structure perspective. Market's still performing these lower highs. So although yes, we have had a pretty big move up this morning, hasn't really done anything in terms of the bigger picture. We might be having a deeper pullback to maybe retest. That is an awful line. Maybe retest this low here. So that could potentially be the case, which also looks like a nice place for a short. But as long as we don't take out this high here, I still have a bearish bias on pound Aussie. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the stream. Anis, as always, good morning, my man. Hope you are well. So yeah, I'll take a look at pound seat chef. What's up? Follow the trend. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Sorry, just stirring my tea. So yeah, with pound seat chef, we've had, I think seat chef has been very, very weak because seat chef pairs, yeah, been rallying, and of course with pound news this morning, pound seat chef had a really nice pop to the upside. So let me just look at the bigger picture here. So yeah, pound seat chef still long term very, very, very bearish, but after this major wick, could be time for us to retrace, maybe back to some areas closer to here, maybe even the high up there potentially. But yeah, it does look like we are seeing some momentum here, and there are some areas up high which we could look to go and test. There is this resistance here at October 2022, which was starting to break through. It's an interesting high because it's a big, big high, and it could still be a fake out. Haven't really seen price really push away from it, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see price kind of shoot back down and then start to use that as resistance for a move back down. In terms of following that bullish momentum, I would like to see a bigger pullback with pound seat chef, potentially closer to the 1.45 region. before looking for long opportunities, because we're still trading at a massive level of resistance. So it does look like we are breaking through, but I would like to see some daily candle closures above that previous candle, was just a small bearish, small bullish candle, sorry. So yeah, I would like to see more confidence that we are breaking through that level, and of course that would be with a strong candle closure on the daily, maybe even the weekly as well, to really cement things. But yeah, with pound CHF, there is a lot of bullish momentum. Should we break through this, the next area of value I'm looking at kind of around the 1.2 mark, around here. So we could see a massive rally if that's the case, if we're actually going to break through this, because I'm not really seeing much significance above this point here. So yeah, should that be a breakout, then upside looks very good. If it turns out to be a fake out, then we could even see a big rollover as well. Either which way, it's a very pivotal region depending on what we do. CHF is in the hole 100%. Is CHF the weakest currency? I'm not sure. It might be the weakest currency. What's weak? Yen is weak. What's CHF JPY doing? It's down a little bit. I think it's the battle between yen and Swiss in terms of who's the weakest. Thoughts on gold, range 24.10 to 24.18. Okay, we'll take a look at gold. Ends the USD analysis. I'm short just after the 4H close, like the exhaustion candle. Okay, so just after the news, because we had that big spike early hours of the morning. So I'll take a look at ends the USD. Let me just go through gold real quick. So yeah, I'm still very much a buyer of gold. I was talking about the high over here as a nice place to long, because if you look at the recent price action, that's all price has been doing. Break and retest over here. Break and retest over here. And looking for another break and retest over here. And I like it because we do have some support formed over here. That is all for my drawing's been horrendous today. We do have some support which the market's forming there, which we may go and take out to test that high and then see the continuation. Either which way, I'm looking to flow with this momentum here. This is what I'm interested in with gold. Gold is still so bullish for me. I know we created highs. There's an argument that we might see a bigger retracement, which of course is definitely a possibility. But as long as you maintain this bullish structure, I do think we can see another push, at least back to the highs, potentially even higher prices as well. So that's kind of the plan with gold. I'm still liking the high here. We had a nice break of the high, no retest yet, so it's nice and fresh. Should we get back there for a retest? And yeah, could be getting some early buys in this zone here, maybe for a move down to push back up. We could still hold this level. We don't necessarily have to get the retest, but in terms of the opportunity for me, I would be looking at the retest of this high. So yeah, I'm liking this level here. This could hold, could send price to the upside. Thank you, Marcus, for subscribing. It could hold, could send price to the upside, but for me, this is where I want to position myself. But either which way, I'm very bullish on gold. Good morning, Sonny. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Any views in dollar yen? We'll take a look. What's up more? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're good. Pound yen just hit top for me. Is that take profit or top? I would sell this to a retest of 195. Okay, I'll take a look at pound yen as well. European interest each has a major currency to lower its interest rate, so weakness makes sense. True. Similar with yen. But I will take a look at which pair did I say? Ends the USD, didn't I? Okay, so NZD USD, massive wick to the upside, taking out some of the highs there. I mean, it's pretty much a range really with NZD USD. We haven't really gone anywhere for the past few days. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, most dollar pairs are doing that. Even my Aussie dollar trade hasn't really gone anywhere. But we have had a bit of a wick to the upside, which could be a catalyst for a rollover for NZD USD. Like I said, I'm focused on the longs. I'm not really looking to short. If we were trading a little bit higher at the high here, I would like the sells a lot more. But the fact is, for me, in terms of market structure, we were making lower lows and lower highs originally, which was all nice. And then since then, the market has broken that structure and created a higher high. So for me, I'm liking the longs on a retest of 0.605. Should we get there for a retest? And I'm looking at a push back into that high there. So that remains my plan for NZD USD. Not a big fan of where prices, not really at any area of significance for me in terms of my analysis. Of course, whether that's different for someone else, yeah, that could be the case. But for me, we're not really at any area of significance. So not really interested with the current price action. Should we see a move back down to this level, then I'm interested. Potentially even some sells up there. Could be interested for a bigger swing on the higher time frames because we are still somewhat bearish. So I would expect to see some type of reaction at 0.619. But yeah, looking at this area here for some longs and then maybe a move higher. But yeah, it's a big wick to the upside. I mean, when you do see candles like this, it is an indication that price may be looking to spill over, especially with that news sending price up. Thank you so much for subscribing. That is a very long name. But I appreciate it. So yeah, with NZD USD, it's a big wick to the upside. We have spiked through, so we could use that as a bit of a fake out to roll over. So I can see the sells from that perspective, but because we were not really in any area of significance according to my analysis, I'll be staying out of the market until at least we come back to support or maybe that high there. I would consider getting involved. But yeah, that's kind of my outlook with NZD USD. In terms of some of the yen pairs, dollar yen, pound yen. So with dollar yen, okay, we're almost at that high. So again, dollar yen, I'm still pretty bullish on these yen pairs. Nothing's really changed for me. In terms of the bigger picture, we're still fighting higher. So I want to be focusing for buying opportunities. I know we're coming into some resistance here. We've had a big sell-off. Was that last week or the week before? Big sell-off. So looking for selling opportunities at this level, of course, does make some sense. But I'm always looking to buy from support in bullish conditions and sell from resistance in bearish conditions. And for me, dollar yen is still very much a bullish condition. So I'm looking for those buying opportunities. So I'm not really too interested in selling at that high. As I said at the start of the week, 152 still looks fantastic. Should we get there? I like the low here as well. And if we do see a decent break of the high with some strong momentum, strong impulsive candles, I will then consider a retest of the high there for a long. But only under specific conditions. Right now, not really interested for price. If you're looking to sell, then yeah, I do like this level here. But again, as I've been saying with the sells, I wouldn't try to hold the trade for too long. You're more looking to take advantage of a reaction of a potential retracement rather than a massive reversal. Because the longer you hold into the trade, the greater the probability price will eventually turn back against you. Same with the buys as well, of course. But at least with the buys, you're in favor of that high time frame flow of the market with the bigger players. So yeah, that's kind of my take on dollar yen. Pound yen, Russ, you said you're looking to sell from 195 or sell to 195, was it? Where was the comment? Pound yen just hit top for me. I would sell this to a retest of 195. Okay, where is 195? We're around there-ish. Okay, that's a pretty big sell. That is a pretty big sell. you're looking around the 400 pip drop there. So yeah, never really my type of trade, Russ. Never really my type of trade. And if you've been in the streams for a while, you probably understood that by now. But yeah, never really my type of trade to try and catch a sell up here. Just because again the major time frame is still pointing up, doesn't mean that we can't retrace. The market reverses like I think 80% of the time in terms of pushing. We do reverse, pushing, we do reverse. The market never goes in straight line, so naturally we're going to be expecting some type of retracement sooner or later with pound, whether it's going to be from this high exactly or we're going to push up a little bit more. Maybe we're going to take out the wick first and then take a big dive. That dive is coming, but yeah, I'm not going to be the person to try and find that out. Should we get back down to 95, that would interest me for some longs. As I've been saying, a retest of the high there looks good. The retest of this low looks really good as well. And even a retest of this high there, because this has been a very confident breakout. Should we come back down and retest that, depending how we pull back? That to me could be a nice buy as well. So yeah, I'm very still focused on the buy setups with pound yen. Same with all the other yen pairs as well. But I can definitely see that yen pairs have come up to some prices where we're likely to see some retracement, likely to see some downside. It's just how much downside are we going to see? Is it just going to be a slight retracement for the day, for the session, for the week maybe? Or is it going to be a reversal? We never know. But as long as you're taking trades that fit the plan and make sense and there's logic behind the reasoning, as long as you're managing risk, the worst case scenario, you walk away with a small loss. But yeah, with pound yen, I'll still be very much of a buyer, but I do need to see a bit of a dip first. Thank you, Zaylas, Penny Smith. Appreciate that. Appreciate that subscription. If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. I do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream and subscribed so far. Okay, so where was I? Dollar yen, pound yen. I'll take a look at Euro USD. It's at 104, 108, 400. What's with the crying face? UCC Jeff for buys. Okay, I'll take a look. Game City, Joseph, Aussie dollar trade was a loss. Kind of saw where I missed my bias. I agree. Aussie dollar long now. NZUSD short was a win yesterday for me though. Nice. I mean, yeah. I mean, you're not going to be right with every single trade. You're going to have to take losses here and there, as even the best traders ever to walk this earth will take losses as well. So it's never a bad thing to take a loss as long as you had reasoning behind the trade. As long as you're managing your risk, then that's the most important thing. Anything else is not irrelevant, but it's all probabilities at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, at the moment I'm in some drawdown with Aussie dollar position. Took the buy yesterday, about 24 hours ago. Did see some nice momentum. This is whilst I was sleeping, so I wasn't even awake then. Did see some nice momentum. However, we've had some strong rejections there, so it's not looking particularly great. We could still come back, rebound in the support level. There is some nice confluence here, but I must say I'm not a big fan of how price is moving. It's almost like a consolidation there. But we'll see how the trade plans out. The idea of the trade is that I don't want price to break back inside the daily range, which is this mess here. The fact is we've broken out. I'm looking for price to hold that support to continue higher. Got some nice trend line confluence running through the market as well. So we'll see what happens with that position. If it does break back inside the range and stop me out, then I'll take a breather with Aussie dollar, because at that point we could be looking at two fake outs there. One down here and potentially a second up there. And if that's the case, come back in the range, yeah, that's just noise to me really. No real kind of clarity with the direction, at least for myself. So I'll be staying out the market if that's the case. But yeah, we'll see how that one continues. But I'm looking at some of the dollar pairs. Looks like we are seeing some momentum to the upside. So we might actually be getting that retest after all. This is the retest I was pointing out yesterday on the DXY, that we could see a pullback to retest this level and then a sell, which is actually what I was looking for in relation to Euro USD, because I want Euro USD to pull back and retest the high here. So maybe we might see that move down. Same thing for NZD/USD, but this one's a lot further away. Anyway, Euro USD, can you buy gold now? If it fits your plan, 100% you can buy gold. Like I said, for me, I'm personally waiting for gold to push into 2400-ish, 2396 before I look to long. What's up, Lauda? Welcome to stream. Hope you're well. You said you're in Aussie dollar. Is that a buy? Yes, that is a buy, Eric. Aussie, New Zealand dollar, Andreas. Okay, we'll add that to the list as well. Yeah, looking to sell dollar yen to around 153.6. I think there might be a downside opportunity. Yeah, I can see some opportunity for some retracement for the yen pairs. Just it's not really my type of trade. Anyway, so I'll go through Euro USD and then I'll take a look at dollar CHF. That was a request before, but I forgot. So yeah, I'll take a look at Euro USD, dollar CHF. If I haven't missed out a pair, just drop it down in the chat. Again, I'll take a look at Aussie, New Zealand dollar as well. So yeah, for Euro USD, this is what I'm looking to buy, 1.084. Not 0.84. That's Sunny's looking to buy from 1.084. I'm looking to buy from 1.08. You said 1.084 is where you're looking to trade, which is roughly where price is now, actually. So yeah, it's not a bad area. We have had a nice push to the upside, coming back into this low here. It's a horrendous line. Let me just stop drawing today. This is not a bad low to long. We've seen some nice momentum. Essentially what you're saying is there's still a lot of bullish momentum. We're likely to hold support and kick on. It makes sense there. For me, I'm looking for a deeper correction, because for me, I'm not a big fan of this high here. This is still predominantly where sellers will be sitting. So I kind of want price to relieve itself from that area of supply there a little bit. This is where a bit more buyers will be located, and then hopefully if you see the necessary entry signal rejection, then I'll look to take some positions long. But I am looking at buys from 1.08 from Euro USD. Yes, we could hold support there, but this for me is where I want to get involved in. So I'll be waiting to see what happens there. In terms of dollar CHF, you said buy dollar CHF. Yeah, I can see the buy for dollar CHF. I'll keep an eye out on this area here. This is a major high. Of course, there's a major support which price is rejected. But the fact that we've really broken through this area here, a breaking retest of that looks good. In terms of targets, either the high here or the high up there makes sense. But the key thing with dollar CHF is that we've been very bullish for a while, and that trend still looks like it's going to continue. I was looking for price to break support here, then looking for sales underneath. Never formalized, never really set up. It looks like we had a really sturdy rejection of that low, and the bullishness for dollar CHF is back in the market again. So yeah, a retest of 0.91 looks good, and you've got some nice targets to aim for. Looking for a bigger risk reward, you can try your luck at the high there, or this area here where we've had multiple rejections. Looks like a nice place to target as well. But this is not a bad place for a long. You can see price held at support quite well, resistance quite well as well. Maybe not the best breakout in the world, but we're seeing some momentum now, seeing some conviction, which is always good. And 0.91 looks like not a bad place to long, depending on the rejection we see there, of course. So yeah, that's kind of where I'll be at with dollar CHF. I think that's a mixture of some strength for the USD and a lot of weakness for CHF. So a recipe for bullishness. Okay, so Aussie, New Zealand dollar. Omar, what's up? We'll take a look at CAD yen, Aussie dollar, gold, euro, USD. We just had a look at all three of them. If we scroll back a little bit, you'll see the analysis to that, Nordine. Euro USD 4-hour ranging. It's so difficult, waiting to break that consolidation, looking for a pullback. I think currently Euro USD will break the range to the downside. Could do. Definitely if USD keeps up that strength. Okay, let me take a look at Aussie, New Zealand dollar. So, yeah, not my favorite pair, but we've seen some conviction to the downside. I said some sales will be looking good on the retest of this zone here. Didn't quite materialize there. We kind of double topped it just underneath. And yeah, I think that was after some news for New Zealand dollar caused a little bit of a ruckus there in the market, but essentially looking for some downside, and I'm still pretty bearish. Again, the reason being we've come up to some areas on the weekly chart where we could be seeing another lower high form, one over there, second over there, third over there potentially, and there's a lot of room to the downside should we sell off as well, because this is just a ranging market. It's not the best conditions in the world, but again, in a ranging market, if we were going to reject the high, you expect to move back down to the low. So that's the technicals at play. That's the theory at play. So looking for a move lower, and since we started forming some bearish structure in the 4H, a retest of that level looked good. Now that we have seen some follow through, and now that we are coming back into this level here, sales are no longer looking really good at all, really, at least on the 4H chart. Reason being, this is a very strong low. This gave us a massive move to the upside, new highs past this point. Price could come into this area and definitely see a big bounce to the upside. So for me, I think short-term buys actually look good despite the analysis on the higher time frames. Short-term buys here look good. I just wouldn't hold that trade for very long, because if the higher time frames are gonna kick in, I'm expecting a big drop to the downside. If you're looking for sells, then I kind of want to see price break through this area, and then looking for pullbacks after to make a bit more sense to me. But I think the sell's already done and dusted now that we're coming back into major support, major demand, especially something that gave us a higher high. This is just not a place where I would look to sell. And if anything, some shorter term buys look the best to me. So yeah, that's kind of my take on Aussie, New Zealand dollar. Should we break the low, then yeah, pullbacks after look good for some sells. Okay, so I'll take a look at CAD yen. Oh, okay, this is a happy tier. Okay, I didn't understand. At least I'm getting confidence in my trading setup so that I could stick with my setup and build on that setup in the future. Yes, 100%. Even if you start from ground zero, at least stay consistent with that setup or whatever you're looking at, because that's how you're going to build. If you keep jumping from one thing to another, the shiny object syndrome, you're not going to get anywhere. More, hey bro, you got a bunch of messages, lol, what's up, hope you're doing well. I'm doing good, but yeah, definitely a bunch of messages, but I'm liking it. Jacob, what's good, hope you're well. Sebo, USD CAD, okay, we'll add that to the list. Shreyas, hey Miko, what's the difference between FOMC meeting and FOMC meeting minutes? So with the minutes, it's a discussion about the next FOMC interest rate decision. So it's basically discussing and people trying to understand the tone or understand what they potentially might do in the future. And the actual FOMC announcement is when they actually decide to increase or decrease or maintain the interest rate decision in the US. So yeah, the minutes are just kind of just talking about it really, and the actual FOMCs when they actually do the interest rate decision. So yeah, FOMC minutes I don't really panic too much about. It could cause a lot of movement depending what the verdict of that meeting is. It could cause some movement in the market, but the main one is the FOMC decision when it actually does happen. Fundamentally, dollar will continue to weaken. Potentially, it could do again. I'm focused purely on the technicals. That's where my bias comes from. Whether that fulfills or not, it's up to USD. But purely from a technical standpoint, I'm liking the momentum we've seen as of last week. So now I'm looking for a pullback into that zone we've left behind. No retest from last week as well. And I'm looking for a move. And again, with dollar, my bias is more short term than long term. The bearishness, and again, purely from a technical standpoint as well. We've had a really nice follow through. We've had a bit of a corrective pullback. Now I'm looking for a move back down to the low. And that's about it really for my dollar bias in terms of downside. Because as I pointed out yesterday, we're still printing these high lows here and somewhat higher highs as well. So although we had a really nice sell-off last week or the week before, I can't remember now. Yeah, 15th, that was last week. So although we had a big sell-off last week, it hasn't really broken any major structure for me on the dollar on the higher time frames. So I'm still kind of longer term bullish on the DXY. So yeah, we could still form a higher low at any point really. But based on the more intra-week, intraday price action, I do think there's a good chance for some follow through, which then we might see a bigger push higher. So that's kind of my take on the dollar. It's again, this is technical speaking, not fundamentals. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the DXY. I have to say, price action is not the cleanest in the world. So I understand people are kind of just staying away from dollar for now. And not really looking to do much with it because, if the opportunity is not clear, then it's not worth taking a trade. So yeah, we'll take a look at CAD GN and USD CAD as well. Follow trend, time. What can we trade gold as a descending triangle and wait for the breakout either way? Yes, you can. Again, there's a million and one ways to trade the market. The only way to find consistency is to have a consistent approach. So if you're used to trading descending triangles and you've got experience with that, then go for it. If not, then I wouldn't just trade that on a limb just because you've spotted the pattern and it might break out one way or the other. If that's the case, then put it on a demo trading account and test and have fun with that. But if it's on any serious note, if you don't really have much experience with the pattern, I wouldn't look to trade it because there's not a lot of meaning to the pattern if you don't have experience or understanding with it. And that's the same with any pattern, any trading style ever. So the way I'm looking at gold, as I said earlier, I'm looking for longs and retest of the low here. And looking at longs, sure, we do have that kind of descending pattern there. I can see that clearly. Either we're going to break to the downside to the upside is 50-50. But there, you still have to know what you're doing, know how you're going to tackle this type of pattern. This is not really a pattern which I have much experience with or trade at all really. So it wouldn't excite me. But of course, if you enjoy this pattern and you understand it well, then 100% go for it. But for me, I'll be waiting for 2400 for some buys. Okay, so CAD Yen USD CAD I said, didn't I? So CAD Yen, another one kind of dancing at the highs there. So CAD Yen, excuse me, Voice got really croaky there. So yeah, CAD yen, it's the same situation as the other yen pairs. We're still overall trending up. Again, for me, I'm liking the buying opportunities. Like I said at the start of the week on my weekly analysis, this to me still looks like a great buy down at 111,500. I even like the low here. It would be nicer if we create a higher high and then came down rather than the double top. But I'm not really interested in the shorts at all. I know yesterday I was talking about the price action over here. I said we're just getting a lot of consolidation really, so I wouldn't look to trade it. And we didn't really see much until the CAD news in the afternoon. And that's where we had another stab of that level and then a big shift of momentum. Again, even that looks like prices just come back, bounce that support, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to slowly push back up into that same level. So unless we see a really strong rejection of the high, I'm not expecting much of this level here. Yes, we may react, but I think it's only a matter of time before we do something like this, form a higher low and eventually break through. If you look at the other yen pairs, most of them have broken through that high. Pound yen's left it in the dust. New Zealand yen, that's been very bullish. Euro yen starting to break through, although not too convincingly. CHF JPY, that's not doing not much. Dollar yen's coming back into that high as well. So we could see a reaction, but I'm not expecting anything too crazy. So if you're looking to trade the reaction and not looking to hold the trade too long, then yeah, I can see some sense there for CAD yen sells at 114. If you're looking for longs, then yeah, these are the areas I would consider. Or even the lower time frame level looks okay. 11400. But again, you have to take into account the overall situation here. And if we're looking to long from this level, it could be the next higher low that sends price up, but it might just kind of move sideways a little bit given the current conditions as well. So it could just be a shorter term buy as well, just like the sell up there, it could be a shorter term sell. So yeah, with the yen pairs, I'm liking the lows here in terms of longer term buys, but at the current price, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Dollar CAD as well, we're seeing some upside, still very corrective. I'm still looking for dollar CAD to print in that next lower high in the sequence. This is kind of like another descending triangle, if you will. High over there, second high over there, third high over there. Could be forming a fourth somewhere in around here. There's no kind of area of significance, maybe apart from the high here that pops out at me. I like all the wicks, all the rejection there. So maybe 1.3684 looks good. Does it line up with the trend line? Yeah, it does somewhat. So yeah, maybe a push into this area, depending how we react, could be a nice place for a sell and a push back down to the low. But this is another kind of descending triangle formation. Somewhat equal lows down there, and we're forming those lower highs, so similar to gold. But yeah, if we're going to continue with this pattern, I'm expecting lower high and then the move back down. Again, we haven't really seen much conviction to the upside that says, okay, price is likely to reverse now. We've kind of slowly been pushing up, so it tells me there's a good chance we'll probably form a lower high to come right back down again. So this to me looks like a decent trade. I'm still looking for the bigger break to the downside. Should it happen, it doesn't have to be that big, but you know what I mean. Break to the downside, and then I'll be looking for retest for some more downside. This is the opportunity I'm after, which will probably take some time before forming. But yeah, I trade many pairs, so I can afford to wait that long. But yeah, with USD CAD, this to me looks like next best bet. Appreciate that, Poppy. Hope you're well. But yeah, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like. It really does help out, and I do appreciate everyone who has liked the stream so far. Okay, so hopefully that made sense on CAD Yen and USD CAD. If you want me to take a look at a particular time frame, let me know as well. So if you trade in the 15 or the daily, let me know, and I'll take a look at those time frames as well, because each time frame will have a slightly different bias or flavor to it, if you will. Yes, car the vehicle. I will take a look at. I don't even know what you're requesting, to be honest. You just said buy or sell. Appreciate that, Anis. Yeah, you only have to say it once, my man, and I'll get to yours eventually. I'm good. Sell XA. Hope you are well. Thank you for asking. Happy to help. Shreyas. USD's in no man's land. Yeah, I can second that as well. Sunny, how do you trade ranging pullback? Like pullback can or 3 type, sharp, corrective, ranging. Interesting. I like the question. So yeah, in ranging, I don't really look to trade the pullback. For me, there's no point because it kind of defeats the purpose. If the market is trending, thank you, Stanzi, for subscribing. So yeah, in a ranging market, you don't really want to be looking for pullbacks because, like I said, it defeats the purpose. Pullbacks indicate that there's a trend, there's direction, there's momentum in a particular direction. And yes, there might be a trend within a range, a smaller trend within a range, but as a trader, we're looking for good opportunities, quality opportunities, and looking for pullbacks in the range doesn't really make sense. You kind of, it defeats the purpose really. So you can kind of ignore the ranging one really. In terms of corrective pullbacks, those for me, to be honest, corrective and sharp pullbacks are kind of equal because there's some instances where sharp pullbacks are really good and some instances where sharp pullbacks are not good, and same with the corrective ones. It's difficult to explain outright, but essentially the textbook situation you have is you got impulse and then you got a corrective pullback. The idea is that there's a lot of momentum in the impulse legs in the direction of the trend, and now you're seeing corrective pullbacks, aka price taking its time, slower movements, slower candles, indicating that the sellers aren't really successful in reversing price, and more likely going to see the buyers kick back in at a certain point. So that's the textbook pullback, and that's kind of the bread and butter. Sometimes we do see an impulsive pullback, but you have to be careful that the impulse is not too big in terms of we haven't seen an impulse up and an impulse back down, because this is more of a V-shaped pattern, and this is something that you don't want to follow. If you see an impulse up, impulse down to equal size, equal lengths, normally this is more of a reversal pattern. This could lead to a head and shoulder or just an outright, reversal. So these V-shaped patterns or inverse V-shape for this particular pattern, it would be like this to the downside, so giving the V, and that would be the inverse of the pattern there. Those patterns aren't great. When impulse retracements are good, it's kind of when the market has been corrective originally and then it has like a impulse move. So for example, say we're trending like this, we've had a big move up, the market's correctively moving back, and then we have an impulsive move here. Sometimes those are really good because it's kind of like an anticlimactic move for the price to then push back up. So this is where following an impulse gives a really nice buy. It's hard to explain with just drawings, so I'll try and find some examples later on. But really, if you just want to focus on one, just focus on a strong impulse and a corrective pullback. That's where you should really focus on for now. In terms of looking at sharp pullbacks, that could be something you add to your game a little bit later. But definitely ignore the ranging ones. Again, it could work in the ranging market, but it's not going to work as well. So on longer term, Euro USD, Pound USD to fly high. I'm pretty bullish on Pound USD. The market isn't particularly great. The conditions, we're kind of coming back into a big range here. So conditions aren't particularly great, but what I can see for Pound USD is a big fake to the downside. So now I'm expecting follow through back to the high of the range at 1.28. So buys back to the high look good. Of course, you have to be smart where you're buying, not just going to buy it because you think price is going up. But I would expect a push back to 1.28, and then we see what price does there, because for all I know, we could come straight back down again. So if anything, 1.28 could be a nice place for a sell. But yeah, I do favor more upside for pound USD. I favor more upside for euro, but again, with euro, it's not like there's a big trend at play. I'm following along here. Price action for euro USD for a while has just been very stagnant. So I'm looking at kind of playing short-term moves for euro USD at the moment. So I'm liking the bullish momentum here. And simply the idea is I'm looking for a retest for a push back to the high. I'll be trading my stop loss, so I'll see how far the trade can go. But realistically, I'm not expecting much above that high. Just given the condition of the market, because there's no overall trend at play. The market's kind of just in a bigger range here. So I'm looking for shorter term plays for euro. Pound USD not particularly great either. Even ends the USD. This is a bit quite kind of messy as well, to be honest as well. Higher time frames, the dollar pairs don't look particularly great. Aussie dollar is the one I'm trading, and I think Aussie dollar probably looks the best out of them, simply because with Aussie dollar, we've got a fake to the downside. We've broken outside of a range, a really, really good range as well. Price has been rebounding for a while, and now we've got the break of that, and now a retest of the high. So yeah, that's where I've gone long. And for Aussie dollar, I can see a move back to the high here. It makes sense as well, because we've got kind of the fake low. Price has been forming these higher lows slowly too. So there is a good case for a move back to that high. Again, whether I will hold the trade that long is yet to be seen. But at least the trade, at least the direction I'm trading in has the capabilities of moving far. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to, that's where I want to position myself. But yeah, I've gone long on the retest of that low, so I like the Aussie dollar longs. In terms of the other markets, they look good, but I just don't see that much upside in them, especially for the reason I was discussing earlier with the DXY. The fact is we're still forming these higher lows here. There's still a good chance we could form another one. We could even print it in now as well, too. So that's kind of where I'm at with USD. Not the cleanest market in the world. Okay, where was I? If I have missed out a pair, let me know. What's your average hold time on trades? My hold time for my winners is about 2 days, 2-3 days. But on average, my hold time for winning and losing is about a little over a day. But yeah, there's a big difference in it, because my losses can fail very, very quickly. I can get in now and fail in the next hour. And sometimes it takes time for my winners to play out. It could take, I mean, my Euro Aussie trade from last week, no, the week before, took about 10 days to play out. And then sometimes I can get a loser in hours. I almost knocked my mouse off the table. So yeah, there's a big difference between my winners and losers. But the average time for a win is about 2 to 3 days. So yeah. Can I start trading with $100? Yeah, you can. Obviously, you're not gonna make big money, but most brokers will allow you to open an account for $100. I think my first trading account was $100. GJ entry points. Yeah, in terms of trading pound yen, I'm looking at 197, 195, 191. Those are the areas I would consider looking to long, because I'm looking at the bigger picture with pound yen. We're still very, very bullish. We're just flying to the upside, so I don't want to be looking to sell this one at all. Yeah, I don't want to be looking to sell this one at all. I know we're coming back into a big high over here, which maybe we could be seeing a big reversal soon. I mean, at this moment in time, we're breaking through it, but we could be seeing a big reversal at some point. But yeah, I don't want to be the person to try and find that out. If we are going to reverse here, yeah, we're going to break structure. If you break structure, that changes everything. But at the moment, structure is still holding well. I'm still seeing strength in this bullish legs. I'm not really seeing much damage apart from this move here, which was quite aggressive. But besides from that, pound yen has just been on a monster move. So yeah, for me, I'm liking these levels here on the lower time frame. Then I'll consider this low here. I'll consider this low here if I'm looking at hourly 30-minute opportunities. Should we pull back to this area? Not a bad place for a buy. So that's more of a lower time frame intraday opportunity. If you're looking for a swing, then I'll keep an eye on those levels there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with pound yen and the yen pairs in general. Dollar yen finding some resistance there. Is that more yen strength or dollar weakness? Maybe a bit of both. So yeah, my next opportunity, I'll be managing the Aussie dollar position. I mean, I could be looking at entries on Aussie dollar. I mean, I would be looking at entries if my Aussie dollar was break even, but it's not break even, so I'm not going to look to trade pound Aussie as well, because it's pretty much the same move I'm after. I'm looking for Aussie strength. Seeing some nice momentum there. You see a little bit more for an entry signal. But pound Aussie was on the watch list coming into the week, looking for a lower high here, which could be coming to play soon. Euro NZD, I like the sells, but it looks like I might have missed the boat. I was looking for a retest of this low here, since we've finally broken out of the range. So I said a retest that high looks good. The low looks good, sorry. But I don't know. We might see it, we might not see it. If it does get there, I'll look to take my trade. Pound CAD, I'm liking the pullback, but we have really broken the high now, so I'm no longer as interested as I was, because now that we have taken out the high, our purpose of moving up has kind of been fulfilled. So it does reduce the quality of the buy opportunity, but if it does pull back, I'll be interested. EuroCAD I like a lot, because it looks like we're breaking out this consolidation. It's not the best breakout in the world, so it still has some work to be done for me to be looking for opportunities just yet. But if we are breaking out, then I'm looking at a move back to that high, similar to Aussie dollar, which I'm trading. A break of the consolidation, looking for a move back to the high. EuroCAD, break of the consolidation, looking for a move back to the high. So very, very similar situation. It's just that with Aussie dollar, at least we've seen a bit more of a convincing break. EuroCAD, the break has been so corrective, so I'm not looking to follow it just yet, but the idea is starting to mature. Like I said, with the dollar pairs, golds, I'm looking for longs 2400. Should we get there, NZD/USD, I'm looking for longs 0.604. Euro USD, I'm looking for longs 1.08. Pound USD, not so interested. And then yeah, yen pairs, if they take a bit of a dive, I'll be interested in them as well, should they have their bigger pullbacks. How much more downside is Japan willing to see on their currency? Isn't that the question everyone's asking? To be honest, I think if you look at the bigger picture of everything, with the yen pairs and kind of zoom up to the monthly charts, weekly charts. You look at the grand scheme of things. Pound yen, for example, this is a market that's been following since, this is as far as my data feed goes back. We've been following since 1975. So that's literally the theme of what the market does. It just falls, falls, falls. So on this move up we're seeing right now, as we approach maybe some of these prices up here, 210, 220, there's a good chance we're kind of just going to absolutely dive back down again. So if you look at the bigger picture, the weakness we're seeing in the yen, longer term, is probably going to be short-lived. And these major highs are probably going to come back into play pretty soon. And I've got a feeling price may just be taking out some highs here to go and form that major high for a big drop. Sort of like what we did over here. We took out that high, formed a major high, and then dropped. So I think sooner rather than later, we'll probably see a big move to the downside for the yen pairs. Again, this is the higher time frame, so it's not like we're going to trade that move down, but in the grand scheme of things, you could probably see that weakness in the yen, maybe for a little bit longer, but I think we'll probably see a hard to move back down pretty soon. New Zealand yen as well, as we approach some of these prices here, probably going to expect a big move down. CAD yen, we've got these major highs here, probably sooner or later we'll probably get to move back down. Aussie yen, again, as we approach these prices here, move back down. Euro yen, as we approach the high here, I would anticipate move back down. Dollar yen, this high here, I would anticipate a big move down. And CHFJ price at all-time high, so this one's going to retrace sooner, pretty soon as well. So that's kind of my verdict on the yen pairs. We're probably going to see that weakness continue, but the topple, the drop, the reversal is coming. I did say at the start of the year I'm expecting the yen pairs to eventually reverse this year. Maybe I might have called it a year too early, but I think there's a lot of downside on them. But again, with the higher time frame analysis, we're not necessarily looking to trade that. Unless you're like a position trader who's just going to chuck a trade on for like 3 years and forget about it, then maybe. But it's nice to know what the higher time frames are doing, just to bring context to the market. But at least we can put it in the back of our minds that we are starting to approach some prices where we could reverse. It's crazy. I remember GJ at 140 when I was trading this pair. Yeah, I mean the crate. We've seen so much upside for all of these yen pairs. It's been crazy for the past 2.5 years. So you said you hold trade 2, 3, 4 days. It means you're a swing trader. Which time frames you look most for waiting for the position to open the target? Yeah, I would classify myself as a swing trader. In terms of the time frames I'm looking at, I use daily, weekly, combination of those two for my direction. Predominantly the daily chart, but I always try to look at the higher time frames as well. But yeah, I look at the daily for my overall direction, which way I want to trade in, and then 4H is where I map out my levels, and my zones, and hourly is where I use for execution. And the only reason why I drop to the hourly is just to maximize my risk reward, smaller stop loss, bigger targets, bigger risk reward. So yeah, but in terms of my direction, which way I want to trade, I'm using my high time frames for that, and 4H is where I map out my zones. You can trade $100, but you don't expect to be rich in 1 year. Rather save than build decent capital than starting 100 will blow more trade. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, I didn't blow my $100. I did blow most of it. Probably had like $20 after. But yeah, of course, you're not going to do anything for $100. But it's nice to have some actual money in a trading account, some skin in the game a little bit, versus a demo account. I would suggest though that you nurture your craft in a demo account in terms of what you're looking for before jumping into the $100. Because if it's your first account and you've never traded before, that $100 is as good as gone, really. At least if you've practiced with demo and you know a setup, you know something you're looking for, some technical pattern you're looking for, and you've got some experience with it. Although it's on a demo account, at least you've got a foundation to go into when you open that $100 live account. But if you've got no experience, then yeah, that $100 is as good as gone. You might make $200, but probably be a matter of time before you do lose it. No problem, happy to help, follow the trend. Okay, I will take a look at BTC and ETH. We've seen some upside for Bitcoin, haven't we? We've seen some upside. Yeah, of course. I mean, again, I'm not really clued up with the fundamental side. I'm a very technical trader, so I do keep an eye on fundamentals, but it's never a situation where I'm looking at fundamentals and I'm saying, okay, I want to be looking to buy gold or I mean, gold's not a good example, or like buy Euro USD for the next week or so. If the technicals line up, I'm taking a trade because I've tested my strategy through and through. I know there's edge there. So as long as I'm taking the trades that line up with the plan, I know I'm doing the right thing. Of course, if I can get extra confidence, it's always a good thing, but at the same time, I don't want to overcomplicate things too. Anyway, so with BTC and ETH, yeah, we've seen a lot of upside for Bitcoin back at 71k. I think we might have just spiked into 72, or maybe just missed it by a small margin. Either which way, we're seeing a lot of strength here for Bitcoin. Ethereum, what we're doing? Ethereum! Wow, I did not keep an eye on Ethereum. Ethereum flew. I said Ethereum, this could be a decent place to buy. Didn't quite make it there, but wow, that is a big move. Yeah, of course, when you're seeing moves like this in Bitcoin, if you're not in the trade or really in the market, then you do not want to be buying now. That is the worst time to buy. I know a bit of fear of missing out is coming into play for some people, but now is a big time not to buy. In terms of Bitcoin's just pretty much a range, really. It's a range for a bit of a fake out to the downside. It's a range for a fake out to the downside, really. So even Bitcoin doesn't make too much sense. If you're looking to intraday trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, then of course that's a different thing. If you're looking to swing Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course the ship is kind of already sailed for that. So it depends what you're looking at. If you're looking for intraday opportunities, sure, I would be looking to follow that momentum of Bitcoin. I'll be looking at long opportunities. Same for Ethereum. If you're looking to buy and hold, buy and swing, then yeah, I think the ship has sailed for that. But in terms of Bitcoin, as you approach the resistance here, we could come straight back down, to be honest. We could come straight back down. We could even break it and fly. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say, really. Longer term, I'm still really bullish on Bitcoin. I'm still really bullish. It would be interesting if you break the high. If you break the high, do it impulsively, then yeah, that could really mean a lot for Bitcoin. Same thing for Ethereum as well. Break this high, do it impulsively. That can mean a lot. But yeah, as we approach that resistance, for me, it's kind of 50-50. We could come straight back down, really. It just depends what we do at the high. Is there no sound? Is there sound? Someone said no sound. Gamer said no sound. Have I just been rambling to myself? Yeah, can someone let me know if the sound is working? It looks like it is. Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you, Hasni, for letting me know. Okay, so where was I? Okay, I'll take a look at gold. Take a look at GA. Just took a buy, stop loss, 6 pips, waiting to see if longs plays out. Okay, we'll take a look at pound Aussie as well. Follow trend, Miko. When are you with Nick again? I'll be Nick tomorrow. Tomorrow, New York session. I'll go live with Nick. Okay, I'm out with try again. It was pretty tight. Yeah, six pips on GA is hardcore. 6 pips on GA is hardcore stuff. Are you currently investing in Bitcoin? No, I'm not. I hate crypto. Definitely not trade like we use like Forex. Of course. Different ball game. Crypto. Okay, so I'll go through gold. I'll take a look at oil as well. Sonny, you're still trying to get my dad on the street. Maybe one day. Nathan, pound NZD. I will take a look at as well. Okay, guys, thanks for letting me know if the sound. BTC money black hole. I bet if Miko made a 10-minute video on gold analysis every day, he would get a lot of hits. It's clickbait for traders. Could do, to be fair. Could do. Of course, gold is the most popular. Gold is the... I don't know if it's the most popular. I think Euro USD is. But in terms of the social media scene, it's gold. Whenever I stream with Nick on his channel, it's pretty much like 50% of what people are asking for is gold. So yeah, gold is definitely talk of the town a little bit. How is Aussie dollar doing? Are we still moving sideways? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, still holding on to the confluence, so looking okay. But yeah, since I entered yesterday, did have some decent momentum, but then we had the news, and since then, price has been all over the shop. So, I mean, I'm still happy with the position because we're still holding above my confluence, still holding above the breakout. And that's the key technical factor here, is that we've broken out of the range. Now I'm expecting price to stay above it. So if price does leak back in, then of course I'll stop out and take the back seat with Aussie dollar. But if we remain above that high of the range, I'm expecting to see follow through. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on that Aussie dollar position. In terms of gold, as I've been saying, 2400 is where I'm looking to long. Really nice level here, 2400. Again, prior high. We've just been seeing the same pattern repeat. As you can see, break and retest of the high here. Nice retest. Form another high, break and retest, another push. Now I'm looking for that pattern to happen thrice. Another push into 2400 and some buys. We have formed some support just above us. Again, we could potentially use that to continue. But I'd like to see if we can run the lows first and then get the buy around 2400. So that is the plan for Bitcoin. But in terms of direction, just looking to flow with that trend, expecting us to push back to the highs there around 2450. In terms of oil's still dancing around. We have come back into some pretty strong daily support. Gave us a pretty strong move to the upside, a bunch of wicks down the daily chart. So we have kind of just been doing the old sideways dance for a while now. I've been pretty bearish with oil since we've broken through the lows over here. And we formed this kind of bearish reversal pattern. I do like this level of support on the 4H, which is now going to be acting as resistance. Let me just clean up the chart a little bit. I think that's still a nice place to short, although I'm not liking how we've moved underneath it. It was looking very good when I initially highlighted it back over here when we had the nice break and then price was descending. You know, this would have been a nice place for a pullback to look for that high. But now that we have just been moving sideways just underneath the level, it has kind of reduced the quality of the setup. I mean, the level itself hasn't changed or anything. It's just the fact that we're ranging underneath. Should we break out the range to test the level, we are immediately met by this high here. So it becomes a little bit of an obstacle in our way, similar to pound Aussie as well, which is why I went with Aussie dollar. Pound Aussie, we broke out the range here quite nice. We came back to test the low, but of course we would now have the range high as an obstacle, and price did use that as support to push up. We could see something similar there with oil. That's not oil. There we go. We could see something similar there with oil as well. So this is still also a good level. We're still likely to react from it, but I would keep a very close eye on 79.96 because it might just be a small reaction to send us higher. So yeah, I'll definitely keep a close eye on that. Okay. Market is priced in at 80% chance of Ethereum being approved. Oh, okay, which is why it pumped like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we kind of see that quite a lot now. I think, and that's the thing. That's one of the big difference between Forex and crypto, or most major markets in crypto, is that when there's a big news event for crypto, you know, we push like 10%. When there's a big news event for Forex, like interest rate, we move like 1%. Anything above 1% is like a big day for Forex. 1.5% is a big day for Forex. 1.5% in crypto is nothing. That's the normal Tuesday. So it's going to be the difference in liquidity volume between FX and crypto is so huge. So if you're going to be trading crypto, you have to attain experience in it first. You can't just waltz over to crypto and just use your technical analysis. Sure, technicals will work, but you have to be smart with it. And of course, there's a bit more of a volatility risk as well of crypto too. Okay. Gold showing possible retest of around 24.19, 24.21 selling opportunities. What do I think? What's that? 24.19, 24.21. Okay, so you're right on the lower time frames there. Let me drop to the 15. So, okay, I can see what's going on here. We are slowly forming those lower highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the market is slowly pushing back down to the support level here. There's probably a good chance we probably will get there again. Excuse me. So yeah, I can see the sells there. I'm just not a big fan of the conditions. It's kind of consolidation to me, and I'm not a big fan of ranging markets. So it's not a bad area. The area you highlighted, 24.19, 24.20, kind of like a retest of this area here. Broken support and resistance that could definitely push us down, give us the push to the downside. It's just the conditions aren't that particularly great, so I don't like trading in that area, but it does make sense. If we're going to form another lower high, there's probably a good chance we are going to come back to the support level. So yeah, I would favor another move back down to 24.08. It's just I'm not liking the conditions. That's my only kind of query you can say about that opportunity. But yeah, I would expect us to head back down to support. So intraday downside does look likely. Yes, gold get very popular, but we love you, bro. Doesn't matter what is the pairs, we here for you. I appreciate that more. Gold gets views, it's just pumping. New traders will jump into the gold market. True, especially with the new all-time highs as well. Exciting times for gold. Waiting for Miko giveaway. If I was YouTube, I would be capitalizing on what is popular. Easy fund does than ties. True. That is true. I might have to get into that now properly. Now that you've mentioned it. Yeah. It's true. Gold is very, especially intraday gold opportunities. That's kind of like the creme de la creme of exciting things in the market. Yeah, Nick does love a bit of gold, doesn't he? He does trade it quite a lot, to be fair, I think. If he's a pumping gold, he's probably a bit sick of it. To be fair, it's because I'm a swing trader, so my analysis doesn't change too much day to day. My analysis kind of updates on a weekly basis. On the weekends where I perform most of my analysis for the week ahead, and that cycle continues. So when I look at gold on, let's say, Monday, unless something crazy happens, my analysis is pretty much still the same by Friday. So yeah, today's Wednesday. I'll pretty much be saying the same thing for gold since Monday, which is I'm waiting for a pullback and a retest of the high here, 2400. Until we get there, or we take out the high. So until we take out the high or price gets there, I'll be saying the same thing. So not much is going to change. Of course, intraday things are changing all the time, and things are changing quite a lot. So if I was intraday, I would have more to say. But with my analysis anyway, it's going to stay the same until we either get there or we take out the high. So yeah. Thoughts on New Zealand yen? If I have missed out a pair, let me know. I feel like I have. So many messages. So with New Zealand yen. Ooh. Okay, New Zealand yen. You're still cooking, still pushing up. So with New Zealand yen, the way I would be looking at this one. So if you're looking at this from a swing perspective, the bullish swing has already been done. So if you're looking at swing trading, New Zealand yen, you're looking for somewhat of a steady retracement for another higher low to form somewhere. So you're looking for a big retracement. If you're looking at intraday opportunities, there's still a lot of bullish momentum in New Zealand yen at the moment. So I'll still be looking at buying opportunities. A retest of this low could be a really nice place for a long. Price is respected a couple times already. Once there, second time there. Had a really nice reaction from there yesterday as well. Should we see a push back into this level, there's a good chance we'll probably react. Will we continue to fly? That's a different question. But in terms of plays to put an entry and put a stop loss, this level does make sense. So yeah, the only thing I would say about New Zealand yen is that yes, we're very bullish, still seeing a lot of momentum. Higher time frames agree. It's the fact that now that we've taken out this wick, the probability of us getting a retracement does increase a lot now. So over the next few days, I do expect to see some type of decline for New Zealand yen. How big it will be, I'm not too sure. Thank you, Leo, for subscribing. But yeah, intraday, you're still kind of looking to buy that until we kind of break structure. So yeah, that's kind of my take on New Zealand yen. Okay, appreciate it, Sonny. Have a good day to you as well. So yeah, New Zealand yen still pushing up higher, but of course we'll look for some type of pullback. Pound NZD, that was the one. I forgot to take a look at Pound NZD. So yeah, Pound NZD all over the shop here with the news. On my weekly analysis, I was talking about sells as we approach this low here. Essentially looking for the next lower high in comparison to these two prior highs. You'd actually see a nice reaction there. Of course, it was aided by the news. And now, yeah, we kind of left a bit of a wick to the downside. I mean, it's getting quite corrective now, so I wouldn't be so excited to trade Pound NZD in this area. It's not looking particularly great. We're not really trading at any area of significance as well. I mean, this area is not a bad place, kind of give us a bit of reaction. But yeah, I would still be bearish for Pound NZD in terms of my analysis, in terms of my bias. Reason being, we've had a nice bullish move. We eventually formed a large consolidation. And now that we've broken through the consolidation and also failed to break through the high there as well. So naturally, I do expect more downside. So yeah, that's my bias. That's my understanding of Pound NZD. But again, there's a different thing having a bias and having a good setup. Of course, you want to have a good bias and a good setup. That's where you get really good opportunities. But sometimes I have a good bias, but the setup's not quite there to trade it. And that's kind of what is the situation with Pound NZD. I'm not seeing a quality opportunity. Yes, that was a nice place for a short. But now that we've had that reaction and we've just thrown a bit of wicks back and forth, I wouldn't be so keen about jumping back into anything, even if we do get back to the high. So I think what would be a good opportunity is maybe if we can start breaking through the low, do it impulsively, show some momentum coming back in for Pound NZD, and then we can look at some pullbacks, maybe a retest of the low. Because for me, this is the next area. The next area of significance is back here at 2.04. So that's the next place I'm expecting the market to be drawn towards. So yeah, not a big fan of Pound NZD. It's a little bit corrective, but I do have a short bias. I'm short bias for Pound NZD. I'm short bias for Pound Aussie. I'm short bias for Euro NZD. I like this one. I like the retest of this level, but I don't think we'll get there. And I like Euro Aussie shorts. Not as much as I did when I was trading it. It's quite corrective now, but I still do favor us to get back to that low. Haven't taken out any structure yet, so expecting that move. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with those markets. My tea is very cold now. Ooh. Ganhuyak. Definitely said that name wrong, but I will take a look at USD CAD. So yeah, as I said with USD CAD, looking at downside opportunities here. Again, my number one opportunity for dollar CAD would be if price can break the low, form another low high, and then get the sell somewhere, preferably on the retest of support, now turn resistance. That is exactly what I'll be looking at for a sell. But of course, this is going to take some time to develop. You have to see the break first, then we have to see the pullback, then we have to look for entry. So probably looking at a week, maybe even two before that forms, if it even does form. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for USD CAD for myself. In terms of more probable opportunities right now, could be looking at a lower high forming around 1.36864. I like the highs here. We've rejected that a few times. This could be a nice place for a sell. Again, conditions aren't particularly great for USD CAD. It's quite choppy, but if you are looking to trade it, at least at this area here, we've got some nice confluence. We're forming these lower highs, 1, 2, 3, could be a fourth, and we're coming back into a nice area. This move here has been quite corrective, so it gives me the impression that it's just a pullback for a move down. So there's good probabilities here favoring some downside for dollar CAD. Just need to see if we actually get there, and when we get there, how we react as well. If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. No problem, Nathan, happy to help. If you drop a like and subscribe, it really does help out the channel, and make sure you do hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But I appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed today. Joseph, those ends of the wicks took me out, took me to my profit. Oh, okay. The wicks are a blessing in the right moments and cursing in the wrong. 100%, mate. Of course, you're going to have buyers and sellers in every market. So some people will be loving the wicks, some people will be actually hating the wicks. You know, anyone looking at selling ends of the USD yesterday, stop losses above here would have been taken out. And again, that's the thing with electronic stop losses. No matter what you do, no matter how you look at the market, no matter what your edge is or what your technical analysis is in the market, as long as you place electronic stop loss in the market, you getting wicked out and then price moving in a direction is always a possibility. Sure, some people may experience it less than others based on how they maneuver themselves in the market based on their entries. But the market's not perfect. You're going to see randomness in the market. You're going to see random wicks. You're going to see news like this, which again on another day could have spiked to the downside as well. And then people with stop losses here would be fuming. So the market's very hard to predict week in, week out. You can always predict it over a long period of time. That's where your edge comes in. But day to day, it's just probability. So yeah, the wick helped you, but I'm sure it would have taken some people out. And that's the beauty of the market as well. No problem, Rashid. Happy to help. So yeah, Aussie dollar taking its sweet time. Still looking okay, but it could be better. It could be a lot better. USDC CHF looking strong. Pound CAD looking strong as well. How's silver doing? Yeah, silver's just way too bullish. I'm probably going to find an opportunity there, unless we have a big pullback. Still gutted I missed up on this one. This was the trade. This was the position. Especially with my trading stop loss as well. Gutted. I retested that high there, but I missed the opportunity. Oh well, move on to the next one. But it would have been a really nice move. But yeah, I still do favor a lot more upside for silver, so I'm not that annoyed because I'm still expecting silver to come all the way back to the high and do what gold is doing. So in my book, silver's got a long way to go. And now that we're breaking through the highs here, could be some nice retest there longer term. But yeah, we'll keep a close eye on that. Yeah, so pound NZD, as I said, I'm bearish on this one, looking for downside. Not particularly a fan favorite of the price action, I must say. But the way I'm looking at pound NZD is the fact is we've had a nice bullish trend here. Market's been trending up, started to consolidate, equal highs up there, tried to continue, failed, tried to continue again, failed, tried to continue a third time, failed, and now we've completely broken support. Now we're printing in lower lows and lower highs. Next key level support's down there, failed to take up the highs here. So this to me looks like a big fake out, if you will, of the highs there. So now I'm spitting some follow through back to this major level support. But in terms of opportunities to actually trade it, we're quite corrective. So I said earlier, if we get a strong break of support, then a retest of that low could be a nice trade. It really does depend how we break out and everything and how we pull back. But in theory, there could be a nice break and retest there. Could also be looking at a retest of the resistance here to short as well. I'm just not a big fan of the wicks. So yeah. But in terms of my bias, I do favor some downside for pound NZD. Euro USD tapping in soon. Yeah, Euro USD is coming into that low. Could see a bounce here. 1.08400 we'll call it. So yeah, this is not a bad place for long. Not a bad place for long. Could be looking at 30 minutes, see how we react. And this could be a nice place for a long. Again, you have to know what you're after in the market. You know, are you looking for a push back to the high? Or are you looking for a reaction? Big difference, because a reaction could give you a move like that. It could start fading at these highs here and it could come straight back down. But if you're just looking to profit on the reaction, you know, you've already made your profit, you've already made your money in this move. If you're looking for the high, and of course you're looking to hold the trade a lot longer, you're looking for the trend to continue, a lot more things have to come into place for us to see a move back up to the high here. So if you're looking for that trade back to the high, you have to manage it slightly different. Maybe you're moving your stop loss to break even to protect yourself. Maybe you're taking some partials along the way to pay yourself for holding the trade. But in terms of getting the reaction, I think we have a pretty good chance. In terms of getting a push back to the high, not too sure about that one. It could definitely happen. Do we have news this afternoon? I haven't checked. I know we've got FMC minutes in the evening, but do you have news come New York session? Yes, we do. We have existing home sales at 3 p.m. So that could potentially move the market a little bit. So maybe that could give us the catalyst, could give us the fuel we need to push up. But I think in terms of reaction, you've got a good chance there. I'm still waiting for the low here to see if we can get there. That's where my setup is. But of course, we're coming back to a nice place for a long as well. Joseph, think Aussie dollar might continue with the bullish form today. Hope FMC minutes will give the push. Could do. FMC minutes can definitely give it the push it needs to continue. I mean, the trend's still looking good, still looking alive. We've broken through major resistance here, so a lot of factors are pointing bullish. We just kind of need to see a continuation of that momentum. We tried to do it last night with this push after the NZD news, but didn't amount to much. Now kind of just a little bit sideways. So it looks like Aussie dollar is kind of waiting for a catalyst, waiting for something to give it a kick, and it could be FMC in the evening. likely it could use it to do the opposite as well. But yeah, there's still a lot of things going for it, so we'll see how that develops. Your view on CFD prop firms in the long run? Well, of course, I can't speak on other firms, but with the firm I'm launching, I think the future is very bright. Of course, the landscape for firms, I think prop firms will change as time continues, as the industry grows. I think the landscape will change a little bit to eventually find a balance, but I do have high hopes for prop firms in the future. Okay, USD still pushing up, so that means if I go to my Aussie dollar trade, that's struggling to push up, but it's not necessarily pushing down, so that means Aussie is a little bit strong. If I look at Euro USD, yeah, of course that one's selling off quite a lot. Pound USD selling off a bit there. USD CAD's not quite pushing up. New Zealand dollar, that's trying to push up. So yeah, it looks like Euro and Pound are pretty weak. Aussie and New Zealand dollar are pretty strong, which of course is what's giving us a reaction there for those markets. But in terms of the DXY, I think there's still a good chance we can get a retest of this zone here, 1049, before a big sell. So I wonder, would that potentially stop me out of Aussie dollar? Could do. But it might stop me out of Aussie dollar to maybe give me a setup on Euro. Which I wouldn't mind, to be fair, as long as Euro plays out. Yeah, Euro is definitely the weakest. So yeah, going forward for today, there's a few pairs on my watch list, quite a few pairs, but in terms of finding entries right now, there isn't much. I probably would say maybe gold's the closest for opportunities, even though it's not really that close. But a move like this, I know gold can do pretty easily, so I will have to keep an eye on gold there. In terms of the yen pairs, a lot of work needs to be done before I'm looking to buy these guys. So I'm not really interested today, or even this week for that matter, really. Pound USD, not really interested in. Aussie dollar, I'll continue managing. Euro USD, looking for a push into this low here before buying, which could happen today with FMC. We'll wait and see. USD CAD, a lot needs to happen before I get involved. NZD USD, I'm looking to buy from down here. That's got a lot of work to do, so probably not going to be looking at this one much today. Silver, a lot of work to do before I look to buy. UCHF, not really interested in. Gold, like I said, probably the pair of the most potential in terms of a trade today. NZD CAD, looking at buys down here, but that's nowhere near. Aussie CAD, not interested in. Pound CAD, looking at buys, but again, all the way back down here. Probably not a trade for today. Euro CAD, I'm looking at breaking retest of the range. We've technically got the break, but it's just not convincing enough. I need to see a bit more follow through before I consider looking for a retest. So this one's got some development it needs to go through. Pound Aussie, not really interested in because I'm trading Aussie dollar right now, so I'm not looking to get into another Aussie position until I can get my Aussie dollar to break even, or I'm stopped out. Euro NZD, looking at sells back up here, but again, probably not going to see the retest today. Pound NZD, not interested in. Euro Aussie, not interested in. Euro Pound, not interested in. Aussie New Zealand dollar, not interested in. Aussie CHF, no. CAD CHF, no. Euro CHF, no. Pound, no. And New Zealand CHF, no. So Out of all the pairs I'm looking at, gold's probably at the highest hope of giving me an opportunity. Appreciate that, bro. Have a good one. Hope to see you on the stream tomorrow. So yeah, gold has the highest potential of giving me the trade. So I'll probably just focus on this one really. But there's not much right now. Market has been a little bit slow this week, to be honest. So yeah, maybe FMC might give us a little kick to get things going. I appreciate it, Lauder. Tomorrow's another trading day, 100%. So yeah, going forward, I'll continue to manage my Aussie dollar position. I will post updates in the Telegram, so make sure you are in the Telegram. Link to that in the description below. But if I do anything in terms of move my stop loss to break even, or trail my stop loss, or if I am stopped out, or if I decide to close the position early, I'll let people know in the Telegram group there. So make sure you go and check that out. Link in the description to that. Or if I do take any new positions, of course, I will let you know. But yeah, my main focus is just going to see what we do with FMC this evening. See how USD reacts, if we react, because there's definitely a world where we don't do much really. FMC comes out and price just kind of might move back and forth a little bit, but in terms of seeing real momentum, you might not see anything really, so might have to wait for some more news to get things going, but I'll keep an eye out, of course, because I am in a dollar position, so that will directly impact my trade. But it's not my first rodeo. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate all of you coming onto the stream today. Like I said, I will be live tomorrow as well, so make sure you're all there. Again, live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every week. Friday sometimes will change depending on the news and NFP, but it will be 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. this Friday. Like I said, Telegram link in the description to that. Make sure you go check that out. I will post my updates there. Make sure you do like and subscribe as well, guys. Make sure you do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Appreciate my moderators for helping me out. Really do appreciate that. And of course, everyone else as well. Do appreciate you guys coming on to the stream. But guys, have a fantastic day. Don't go blowing any accounts. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Forex.